Scorpio. Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to LettiSpeaks. This is your bonus reading. I know I mentioned in your reading this week that I appreciated you for all of the support. I did notice, I think you had the highest number of likes for the shorts. And so because of that, I did want to delve in, and go ahead and offer a bonus reading for you. Now for you, Scorpio, I am opening up 2 new decks. So this is my first time doing readings with these decks. One is the Mushroom Spirit Oracle. Very interesting. I can't wait to use this one. The other one is equally as exciting for me. This one is as equally as exciting for me, and this is the Music Tarot. I actually picked these up while I was traveling last week. This one I purchased in the San Francisco, I believe I was at San Francisco International Airport, and then the Mushroom Spirit I purchased in Atlanta. And so I'm excited to use them. I have pulled out your first spread just to kind of get things started. And so we're going to delve into several areas for you today, Scorpio, starting with kind of generally where you are right now. And then we'll just move from there and delve in as Spirit leads, okay? My name is Letty. If you are returning, welcome back. So glad to speak to you again. If you are new and this is your first time landing on my page, welcome. My name is Letty, and I hope you find solace here with us on this page. Peace, joy, whatever it is that you're looking for, right? And so if you do feel led, whether you're new or not, please like, share, comment. That does help to get the messages out, so that others that may need to hear the messages can reach them. Also, if you are new and you have not yet, if you are led, please consider subscribing. If you do subscribe, go ahead and hit the bell so you're notified when new content is posted or if I go live, okay? Welcome, Scorpio. Let's get started. So where you are now, I did pull out my cards as I stated. So the mushroom I got is the Indigo Milk Cap. Now this particular mushroom is actually, it looks blue as you can see, but when it is compressed or when there is the pressure added to cause the mushroom to secrete the juices, it actually secretes a green dye. And it's a dye that you kind of have to be careful with, because it can actually, once it touches something, it sinks in and it takes precedence on whatever it's touched. And so that could be very purposeful for dyeing purposes. But overall, this mushroom is talking about true colors. I feel like right now, Scorpio, you could definitely be standing like in a very powerful position, really understanding like who you are. I feel like you carry a very strong level of you have a strong energy that you carry. It definitely feels like leadership energy. And this is also you not being afraid to let your inner self be shown, right? There's just this level of freeness and audacity that I'm feeling for you. You do have, as I stated, a very strong energy that you carry. Very distinguished energy that can't be mistaken for anything else. Like the energy is very, it's It's almost like a signature, right? We all carry our own signature. We all carry our own fingerprints, right? There's something about you that's very distinguished. And whatever it is that you carry on the inside is reflected on the outside of you. There's like a match that happens for who you truly are on the inside. Things that reflect that are gathered to you on the outside. And this may bring up, questions around identity, and true identity, looking around and seeing if the people around you actually reflect true identity, right? It was clarified with the music tarot with the Emperor and the Eight of Cups. The Emperor is clarified with Prince. So you could be a fan of Prince. Not many people are not, right? Prince carries a very distinguished, a very accomplished, renowned energy. And this could possibly have a lot to do with where you are right now. And if you're not, I feel like this is an invitation with the Eight of Cups, letting you know that if there is something that's lacking, right, in your current environment, you're moving away from that right now at this point. If there's something that doesn't align and reflect what you reflect on the inside, you're actually moving away from it right now. If there's something that doesn't align with this level of authority when it comes to who you are and even your creative nature. Cups does talk about creativity, expression. Prince was definitely very expressive and creative. Like, he definitely made his place in the world before he moved on to the next part of his journey. And so where you are right now, I feel like there could be some areas that are not satisfying, that are not meeting your desires as it pertains to creativity or your ability to live life on your own terms. You may in fact be moving away from that. Anything that doesn't reflect authenticity and true identity, right? You could be moving away from that and coming more into alignment with who you are and what it is that you want to see in life. Now, looking at where you want to be, the Amanita is the mushroom that came out. Now, the Amanita is a mushroom that actually it's not an edible mushroom. I know that, and just looking this up because it is a new deck. So this particular mushroom actually is very potent. This mushroom was actually used, it's very easily distinguished as well. So you can't mistake it for other mushrooms. It stands out, right? Which sounds like this energy that you're carrying, this very distinguishable energy, but it's considered to be poisonous because it has a very strong psychoactive alkaloid content to it. And it's been used for like a psychedelic effect in like shamanic processes or shamanic rituals and indigenous ceremonies. And so this particular mushroom, though, is talking about expanded awareness. And because this mushroom is used to alter, right, it has that psychedelic principle to it. Because it's used to alter the consciousness, and it was used to help access other planes of reality and existence. For you, this could mean that you're desiring to raise your level of awareness, to raise your level of consciousness, like to a higher level, a more expansive level. And that may mean that you're wanting to see things from a less physical perspective. You're wanting to tap more into the spiritual realm right now. Because of that, there may be things that you're wanting to let go of, or you're needing to let go of, or there's ways and opportunities that you'll need to take advantage of that's going to help you step outside of the norm and step outside of the box so that you can experience something more than you have up until this point. And so there is a level of danger here, though, because we are talking about that chemical of psychedelics. So it's altering. There's always a need to be careful as well. So this may also mean that you need to be very observant. You need to be very aware, very careful, very slow moving. And there's a warning to not partake of things unless they're done in the right manner. Like this was used for shamanic practices and for rituals and things like that, but there was a careful order to things, right? There were certain ways that they would partake of this. One was that they would use it and use it to capture deer because it had that effect, so it would kind of cause the deer to become a little bit out of it, easier to catch, and then they would like eat the deer meat and drink the fluids from the deer. I think it was the urine. I know that's gross, but in that they would be able to extract those properties from the deer to elicit, what it is that they were trying to seek for their ceremonial rituals. But this says to be careful. It's a warning to not just haphazardly step into this. Like there's a method, there's a danger if it's actually if you actually step into certain parts, right? But it's just letting you know, yes, it's possible, but don't take it lightly. I feel like what Spirit is saying here, as you seek to expand your consciousness and your awareness. And so for the music tarot, I pulled out the Magician and the Hermit. Now, the Magician says that there's something definitely that you desire to create. There's something that you desire to bring into fruition. The Magician is very talented, right? Fast thinker, smooth talker, has physical abilities. The skills that the Magician has are top level, right? Especially as it pertains to putting things together for what they desire. So if you're desiring to bring more money in, the Magician is very skilled at putting things together to do that. If you're desiring to reach people or help people, right? He's skilled in doing that. And so this is in recognizing and acknowledging your gifts that you have and using the power that you have as well. Now, this is Freddie Mercury. I'm not too familiar with Freddie Mercury, but you may know who that is. That may be someone who you have knowledge of, that you have enjoyed, what they brought into the world. I think he was a guitar player, and he played keys as well. And then for the Hermit, so the Hermit energy brings in another aspect of what you're wanting to bring in to fruition, or what you're wanting to experience, this expanded consciousness. With the Hermit, we're talking about having a level of solitude and seclusion that you enjoy, that's available to you, because the Hermit withdraws, especially for spiritual reflection, and it allows more guidance and direction as he moves forward. And many times coming out of that time of seclusion and reflection with something to share, something to give, being more useful is a good word to say that. And so there's a seeking that needs to happen, right? This is what you want. You want this expanded awareness. You have to be a seeker, right? You have to be a sage. Wisdom and inspiration must be your craving, right? And you must go after it with diligence, right? And withdraw, contemplate, right? Letting go of everything of everyday life, the material things, the concerns, to seek that higher guidance. This is where you're desiring to be. I think that's amazing. And so this particular music tarot card is represented by David Byrne from the Talking Heads, if you know who that is. His music was considered to be very reclusive and a little freaky. And so that's kind of where you are looking to go. I feel like you want this more spiritual experience where you're more in tune with everything, where you are actually in a position to spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally bring things into your existence that you desire. It's almost like you want a higher level of autonomy over your life. And you see the way that you want that. You want to be able to know more, to see more, to tap in more, okay? And that was represented by this mushroom. And it does take a little bit of changing. Remember, this mushroom secretes that special chemical that changes the reality. It changes the perception of the psyche, right? So there's a level of change that you're desiring. You want to be opened to the cosmos, it feels like. Now for the rosy bonnet, the next mushroom. Now this mushroom is talking about defining, and in order to get there, there must be a level of clarity, right? And that's really with anything. Otherwise, we end up not really clear and a little bit more susceptible to be led to somewhere that we may not even want to be, right? And so there's a level of clarity that I feel like is coming up here that's inviting you to get specific on what it is that you feel like you want. Now, the rosy bonnet talks about define, but the rosy bonnet itself has a striking resemblance to the lilac bonnet. And I believe that's a flower, but there's a couple of small differences. The rosy bonnet stem is lighter than its cap, and it's usually thicker at the base. And the very top of it, there's a lifted marking on the top. It's slightly raised in the center on the cap. And this card is, as we talk about what's needed to get there, right? We're talking about being specific, defining, looking a little bit closer at what it is that you want, looking at the finer details of what that is or what that looks like for you. And asking yourself if that's even what you're really looking for. There could be assumptions that you're making about what this is that you feel like you want. And it may be something totally different. And so there may be more information that you need to get here. There may be some research that you need to do to get more understanding, to make sure you do your due diligence around this matter. More thinking, right, around whatever this is that you need. When you become certain of what it is that you're looking for, and then act on it, put it into action. And it's also an indication, this could be a time to really get more specific, like down to the very core of what it is that you're looking for, like details on details, right? Because that's when you're able to really understand what it's going to take and take concrete actions instead of just being really vague. I feel like this is also, because this mushroom can be mistaken for a flower, there's also, again, this is a poisonous mushroom, by the way, and so there's also that level of warning coming in, like not to be fooled by appearances. Sometimes we want things that we don't really have a full understanding of what it is. And when we get more information, we become more clear on what it is that we want, right? And how we can actually get there. And so this mushroom also brings in a message to not be fooled by looks, not be fooled by appearances. And this could even be concerning someone particularly, right? Not to be fooled by appearances, because not everything is what it seems. Not everything is what it looks like or it portrays itself to be. Okay? And so that's where that doing the research and doing due diligence comes in, just to make sure that you understand what it is that you are manifesting. Now this card was clarified by the Ace of Cups and the Six of Cups. And so for the Ace of Cups and the Six of Cups, I feel like the Ace of Cups definitely is tapping into the overflow of this creative energy that flows within you. Going back to, even taking a look back to your beginnings, like even going back with the Six of Cups to your earlier days in childhood, like what type of things stimulated you mentally, emotionally, creatively. And then the Ace of Cups talks about taking that energy, delving into that energy and allowing it to really feed your desire to see this come to fruition. Wherever it is that you feel like you are wanting to head whatever direction you're heading in, or looking to fulfill, whatever that thing is you're looking to fulfill. This is the opportunity here. The Ace of Cups says that the opportunity will come and you will have the opportunity to step into it. In order to do that, though, you will need to tap into your abundance. That part of you that responds when you do those things that you love, that joyful feeling, the feeling of newness, the feeling of fullness. For some of you, this could be tapping into, childhood connections, childhood memories. It could have something to do with old relationships, harmonious networking with others, of positive influence. It also could have a lot to do with give and take, like you doing a favor that's being returned, like having a return of what you've sown, or blessings that are passed on, And so how to bring this into being is, first of all, going to be tapping into your creative centers. What is it that you love? That's part of the homework. Like, does this align with what sparks your interest, with what sparks those creative juices within you? And if it does, then it's tapping more into that, right? Tapping more into that. I feel like this has a lot to do with creativity. That came out in this first card. It was a lot of creative energy around Prince. And so for some of you, this could be a creative endeavor. It could be a level of art. It doesn't have to be. You're wanting to open more to the expressions, the awareness around what it is that you are interested in as it pertains to the arts. It could be connections, right? The Six of Cups is very connection oriented. So much so it goes all the way back to childhood, your connections back to childhood. And it could be relationships. It could even be the connection to that thing, music, painting, writing, whatever that inspiration is, right? And so it's whatever floats your boat, whatever that is. Doesn't have to be a relationship or art. It could be whatever floats your boat, Scorpio. Now, the obstacles would be with this blue pink gill. Okay, that's where the obstacles are coming from. Now, the blue pink gill is said to be blue in color because blue is like one of the least attractive colors in nature. I don't know how true that is. I don't see a lot of blue things, so I guess it could be. This is not something that is edible. We want to avoid this. It's poisonous. From the New Zealand area, it's actually a rare sight. They don't usually exhibit blue, as I stated, in nature. The color blue is actually created by the structure, which reflects blue light waves, which gives the impression of blue. And so this is said to be blue because it wants to be unattractive to the animals and such. And so it adapted the blue color. But this is talking about rarity, okay? And the obstacle coming in for you is around rarity. You understanding how rare you are. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're not noticed because you're different. In fact, it could be the very opposite of that. Standing out is beautiful. Like, understanding you don't have to be like everybody else. And when you realize you're not, there's nothing freaky about that. There's nothing weird about that. There's nothing strange about that. Everything that's different about you has a purpose behind it, right? So there could be a need to understand that for who I'm talking to, Scorpios, that your differences have purpose. You were created different on purpose, right? Whatever that difference is that causes you to stand out has a reason, right? And it's seeing the beauty in that. One of the things that you may need to really delve into is understand what your purpose is. Do you know what your purpose is? When you look at yourself and you see that difference from everyone else, do you see that as something that's beautiful? And then also it's understanding too that no matter how rare or unique you are, there's always someone that also is like you. And in that, it's letting you know that you could always find those that have something in common, like your tribe or your soul family. But by being rare, one of the things that happens is you actually are hidden from those that don't need to find you. At the same time, you're visible to those that do, right? And because you're hidden to those that don't need to find you, you remain untouched by those that would normally try to take you down or take advantage of you, right? So you go unnoticed to some, but noticed by those that need to see you. And so understand that about yourself. And again, blue is not really a popular color when it comes to nature, right? But it's purposeful. This is a poisonous plant. If it's consumed, it's poisonous. And so it's hidden for a reason. Not everybody can take 100% Scorpio, right? But that don't mean that Spirit is telling you to dilute yourself. That's not what we're doing. But you were created for a specific purpose. Know that. Now, how to overcome this obstacle of this rarity that you hold. And so we have the Queen of Coins, represented by Queen Latifah. I would say definitely a rare individual, someone who holds her own, someone who is very identified in her own individuality. There is no competition. There's no comparison to Queen Latifah, right? It's that kind of energy, just being able to just stand on your own, right? No, you don't fit in with the average crowd. You're not supposed to, because there's something special that you've been given. There's something special that you need to do with what you've been given. There's a certain impact that you've been created to make. What you've been given is for that impact. So the Queen of Cups is very solid in herself. She's very grounded, very stable. She's even a blessing to have, right? She just carries the energy of abundance. She don't need to go to nobody for anything. She understands she has it all within her. We also have the World with Stevie Wonder. Need I say more? Same thing. Epic, right? There's lessons and there is qualities that you carry because of your life experience. You have a lot to offer. Abundance of wisdom, right? From the path that has been set for you. And not everybody can accept that. They don't have to. Not everybody will understand it. Again, they don't have to. This is for you. Now, the World talks about, let me just make sure I'm not missing any of the intention behind our author of this oracle deck. Diana McMahon Collis from the UK, and Alexandria Hall, which is an American illustrator for the decks. Now, Stevie Wonder, we all know who that is. We're talking about long journeys, keeping connected to everything around you, the world, while also nourishing your spirituality and inner needs, and thriving with the right mix, right? It's wisdom, right? It's completion. It's conclusion and reward from that, and prize. What you get to draw away from that experience is wisdom. Yeah. Is wisdom amongst all the other material things, right? But it's intelligence and wisdom. Let me see, with Queen Latifah, I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. Yeah. And then we have the Knight of Cups and the Nine of Swords. The Knight of Cups. And so the Knights are fire energy. And they usually, the Knights usually talk about moving energy, going after something. And we're talking about cups. Cups is, again, there's been nothing but cups through this reading. We're talking about that very emotional energy, that creative energy. It's inspired through a love for something, through connection, through this heart-driven involvement, imagination, intuition, and spirituality too. That overall desire for fulfillment. So inspiring you to go after it at all costs. That's why we were brought here, was to fulfill the mission, to fulfill our purpose, right? And that has been your desire, Scorpio, is to be opened and to be expanded, to understand that, to tap into that. And the obstacle is the fact that you feel for many of you, you may have had seasons of feeling ostracized for your differences, or left out, or pushed to the side. But in fact, that very thing is what is going to bring success to you. That's going to be what causes you to shine as a bright and shining star in your own right. And so the Knight of Cups is saying, go after the gold. Go after it. Don't let anything stop you. And you have a very powerful mind with the Nine of Swords, tapping into that spiritual energy, that expanded awareness, the third eye, and trusting, right? Having a high level of integrity as well. And so don't let the naysayers, don't let your own anxiety get the best of you. Just keep moving forward, right? Keep inspiring yourself. Surround yourself with people who are aligned in ways that you are. Remember, we're talking about the finding your tribe. And so that's what's coming in for you so far. Let's see, when it comes to love, where you are, Scorpio. We're at 38 minutes. Whew, y'all know I'm long-winded. But let's see if we can get this ball rolling. So for love, I'm going to use my Lover's Oracle and then my Clarity Tarot for love. So for Scorpio Spirit, what do we have? going on with love for Scorpio? Excuse me a second, my Scorpios. I'm a bit thirsty. Excuse me. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. For Scorpios. Scorpios. What's going on with love for Scorpio, Spirit? What's happening with love for Scorpios? With love for Scorpios. Alrighty, and so for you, Scorpio, I feel like for some of you, you could be slowly, right, moving into the energy of love. You may need to start out as friends, or you could be starting out as friends and just kind of nurturing the bonds of the relationship or the friendship. And allow it to just naturally take its course. Not really having to put labels on it or having heavy levels of expectation, just allowing things to be. For some of you, you could be at a distance from your person, but you could have a very tight spiritual bond where you are in connection spiritually. Also, for some of you, you may need to recognize that what it is that you are seeing in others is just a reflection of what you're projecting. Like, you are attracting who you are, right? What you see in another that you like, it's because you have it within. But be careful, because also when it comes to love, what you're seeing and what you are not liking, or you feel appalled when looking at someone else, it's because you're identifying that within yourself. You see that within yourself. So there's a level of grace, I feel like, Spirit is bringing to your attention as you're looking outside of yourself when it pertains to love. Okay? All right, so as it pertains to this friendship, I got the 10 of Cups and the Tower. Ooh. And so when it comes to this friendship, it could be, there could be a need to really be in tune with yourself so you don't repeat old patterns or you don't continue old habits. The Tower is coming in here and showing up because there's something that needs to be stopped or interrupted. There's something that needs to be broken, like an old way of doing something when it pertains to love. That could be you slowing down and not feeling like you have to rush forward into this. You're just taking your time, right? Just allowing things to naturally unfold. Not feeling like you have to feel like somebody has to claim you or you have to have a label to the connection, right? I feel like there is a loving, joyful connection that you have right now. And it doesn't have to be labeled, you know, it doesn't have to move in 30 days to something else. Just allow it to be. If it's supposed to be, it will. It'll naturally move forward when the time comes, is what Spirit is saying. And this is part of breaking an old way, maybe that you've learned about connecting with people, an old way that maybe you maybe were taught on, you know, certain expectations on connections. Well, you're learning a new way of connection, and this is possibly breaking old habits. It feels like a good connection here. With the Ten of Cups, that means there is the intention of long term, but it doesn't mean that it all has to happen in one day. Okay. Now, when it comes to this long term connection, for some of you, it could be someone else, it could be the same person. We have the Two of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. Now, with the long-term connection, this could definitely be a very balanced connection. This feels like soulmate energy. Like somebody sees eye to eye with you. You guys are on the same page. There's a level of like seeing into each other's soul. Mutual respect and balance and harmony. This feels like, yeah, it has a good potential. Though it's long distance, it feels like you might be physically apart. I don't know if this is temporary or if you're just dating long distance, but it feels very stable and secure with this Four of Pentacles. This feels like somebody that may want to claim you. Like this may be something that, does want to have a label, just to let it be known. This one right here is taken, okay? So don't even think about it, which is okay. If that's what you both have, in mind, I don't feel like it has to have a label. If you have the intentions to just, be with someone or discover life with someone, that's what it is. It doesn't have to be labeled, right? And I'm thinking of common law marriage, right? There's no papers involved with common law marriage. It just is. It's two people that have committed to each other and decided to live life together under the same roof, or however that looks, right? It's just a piece of paper, right? Whether you can have a piece of paper and in the back of your mind, knowing you're not ready to commit and do everything under the sun besides be married to that person that you signed them papers with. It's just a piece of paper. It don't mean anything. And you can have someone that is totally loyal and dedicated to you that you don't have papers with, you don't have a legal marriage with, but the intention to be committed is there between two people. And so it's all about the intention. And this feels good. It feels like you might be apart, but it feels like the intention is there. I feel like distance makes the heart grow fonder too. So that may be adding more fire to the flame. Listen, it is said that we want what we can't have even more. So that might be part of that dynamic there. Whatever works. Listen, if you like it, I love it. And with this energy of just being aware of what you're projecting, understanding that you're projecting from within, we have the Moon, the Eight of Cups, and the Four of Wands. Now, this really feels like a high level of emotions. Being careful of that so that you don't fall into illusions. Like, love is beautiful, but it needs to be balanced with the mind. Just like the mind needs to be balanced with the heart, right? It can't be all mind, because then you'd be crazy as a loony bug. And it can't be all heart, because then you'd just be, again, crazy as a loony bug. And so there needs to be that balance, right? not all heart, because then you would be over emotionalizing everything and just super watery. Like, that's overwhelming for anybody. Like, there needs to be a level of just this mental, a little bit of air mixed with that water, right? And so this is a need to really be aware of what you're projecting, right? And part of that is understanding yourself and being in tune with yourself so that you're not overly dependent on someone else to fulfill something that you actually have the power to fulfill in yourself. When we do that, what ends up happening is whatever someone else is bringing to your table, because you are so in tune and fulfilled within yourself, ends up being like the cherry on the top of your ice cream sundae, right? They're not the ice cream, right? Because if for some reason it doesn't work out, now you don't have a sundae, right? You're the ice cream. You're the glaze. They're just the cherry on top. Because guess what? If for some reason they get retracted from the picture, you can still have your sundae. You just don't have your cherry, but you still have everything else. Your nuts and your glaze, your drizzle, your ice cream, your cone. That's all you. The only thing that other person brings is the cherry on the top to add on to what you already are and what you already enjoy about yourself. And so there's a level of high emotion here. And so be careful that you understand. And I feel like the more we understand ourselves, the more we can understand others. And so there's a need to study and know thyself here. For some of you, you could be walking away from love right now with this Eight of Cups, or maybe someone's walking away from this connection. I also have the Four of Wands. There's a level of contentment present here as well. Celebration, comfort, happiness. And so with the Moon, the Eight of Cups, and the Four of Wands, this does feel like there's possibly some things that you're changing. Maybe there's a need to separate for a moment just so you can kind of pull it back together, or maybe you both can pull it back together. Maybe this separation is necessary just for the moment, right? Because a healthy relationship is a big thing. And what you're bringing to the table needs to be healthy if you want a healthy relationship. There's nothing wrong with taking time apart to get yourself together when you feel like, okay, I am a little bit, just a little bit delulu. So let me go over here and just kind of get myself together. I need to do just a little bit more maturing, and then maybe I'll be back, you know, if you're still available, if I'm still available. There's nothing wrong with that. Baby, you gotta love yourself first, because if you haven't learned to love yourself, what are you doing? You're not loving them. How can you love them and you don't love yourself? And so there could be a break here for the better, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like when it's all said and done, it's going to end in contentment. You're going to end up with what it is that you desire. But there's a need to be aware and know thyself here when it comes to love, okay? This is beautiful. I like this. All right. Lastly, I want to check on your monies. Let's see what's going on with Scorpio's monies. And then we'll end it here, okay? What's going on with Scorpio's monies? Scorpio's monies. happening with Scorpio's monies? Alrighty, so my eyes are itchy. So right now you could actually be working or getting some type of guidance as it pertains to your financial situation. You could be working with someone. I actually have the Two of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, the Star, the Four of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles. So right now you could be getting guidance or working with someone with your finances. I don't know if you have like a financial advisor, or you know how you get ready to, well, before you get ready to purchase a house, you'll go and work with a team of individuals that are helping you to get your credit together. It could be like something like that, but I see you working with a team as it pertains to finances. Right now could be a time, if you are getting your finances together, where you're being very strict with your financial budget, like you have something that you're working towards if you are buying a house, since that came up, or buying a car, putting something together for a business. There's intent, energy being put in towards your finances, and I feel like others are in the picture working with you to bring this together. And it's improving the overall outlook of your financial portfolio, your financial picture. Whatever it is, it's going to be a success. And in the meantime, Spirit is definitely asking you to keep on the same course. Whatever you're doing right now, if you're holding back and being really stingy with yourself because you have a goal in mind, Spirit is saying keep on doing that, right? You're going to meet the goal that you've set. Like, it's going to end up in a very good position with the Star here. Improved financial wealth and recognition. And so I feel like right now you could be denying yourself a lot of things, but it's with the goal in mind. And if you're not, you could be headed into a situation. So now is the time to actually start saving, start cutting back, cutting corners with things that aren't exactly necessary, okay? Yeah, lots of help coming in. The need to really be, there's the need to really be master over your money right now. And you're heading into that position where you're going to really be mastering your finances. Okay? So right now it feels like you're in a process, in some type of process. But on the other end of that, it looks good. You're going to end up right exactly where you want to be. You're going to end up attaining what it is that you're working for with the Four of Wands and the Star. It looks really good. So keep doing what you're doing. And then we're going to get final messages for Scorpio. And this will be your bonus reading, my Scorpios. All right. Any final messages for Scorpio? Looks like we're going to go just a little over an hour, which is okay. I'm going to timestamp these segments, okay? So you can jump right in if you need to. For Scorpio, any last messages? Any last messages for Scorpio? There we go. All right. So Spirit is going to be sending you, if you have not noticed already, lots of signs. Right? These signs will be connected to your instincts, Scorpio. Messages from the divine. So they could come in any way. So pay very close attention to everything. Everything is fair game, right? This is a time to really be tuning into your intuition. If you're not meditating, do that as much as possible. I know the Hermit came out, so you could be going into a season of deep meditation where you'll actually be committing yourself to a routine around meditation. And this is going to tap you into your intuition. This is actually going to liberate you. I know part of your desire right now is to be expanded. This is what's going to do it, okay? So we have signs. Let me show you what came out. Intuition, liberation, right? And then invite help. Now, also, this is going to play a part in helping you to elude or remove yourself from any fear, from any doubts that still wants to arise. Because part of this expansion, it does come with some shadow work. It comes with some mental training. You know, it's a different way of thinking. And as you're transforming over to this new way of being, there's some mental things that need to come along. There's some things that need to be dismantled and left behind. Make sure that you don't bring it along with you. And so there's some liberation that's happening too during this time of consecration and meditation or prayer. And then lastly, invite help. I feel like whenever you reach moments where you feel stuck or you feel frustrated or stagnant, anything that doesn't feel like what you want to feel, don't hesitate to ask for help, Scorpio. All you have to do is call and you'll receive an answer. You'll receive the help that you need. Well, after you call, then be open to receive, right? Intuition, and be observing for the signs coming in with the answers. Lastly, open yourself up and invite your higher source, the divine, to come in and not only just assist you, but co-create with you. It's a partnership. It's a connection that the divine wants to have with you. And so invite the divine in. Invite your spirit team in if you're aware of who and how that looks for you. All you have to do is just say, I'm open, I'm ready, here I am, okay? And so that is for you. That's your bonus reading, Scorpio. Thank you for all of your support for the last couple of weeks. I appreciate y'all so very much. And I don't take it lightly being able to speak it to your heart. If you feel led, if there's something that resonated for you, please comment. Let me know. You can also like and share. Those are ways to sow back energy towards me as well. If you feel led and this is your first time or you just haven't had a chance to yet, definitely consider subscribing. If you do, hit the like bell. If you do hit the bell, the like bell. If you do hit the bell, so that you'll be notified in case I post new content or go live. All right, my Scorpio clan, you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Until next time, it has been a pleasure. LettiSpeaks here. Bye.